Hey, Mr. Internet, I've seen you swing but never hit. Your algorithm's drifting out of sync. For all the shit you recommend, the grifts and ads that never end, I have to give you credit for one thing. Serendipity, bop, stopping all my problems, sitting on top from a song that fits just right. Serendipity, bop, stopping all my problems, lottery odds on a flawless lucky find. Welcome back to Jam Mechanics. My name is Matt, I'm the Narcissist Cookbook, and with me in the Jam Cabin is...
It's Bug from Bug Hunter. Hi, everybody.
How is it going? How's it going? Are you ready to get your jams mechanicked? Because let me introduce the show for you in this moment.
Jam Mechanics is a podcast. Here's what we do. Matt and I, both professional songwriters. That is the grunt of Matt trying and failing to do this intro and me taking over.
We're 3 seasons deep. All I have is welcome.
Here's why I don't blame you, Matt. Because we have to start every episode with kind of the same bit. And you would think, oh, I'll get better at doing that bit as time goes on. But actually, it just gets harder because every time you do an intro, you're like, well, I can't do that kind of shtick again. I have to come up with a new way to say Jam Mechanics is a podcast. It's hosted by Matt from the Narcissist Cookbook and Bug from Bug Hunter. We're professional songwriters, and we're going to take a challenge, and we're going to go away for 3 hours, and we're going to come back and write songs. Having to say that in a different way over and over again is actually pretty hard.
Perfect. Ooh! Welcome back to Jam Mechanics Songwriting Podcast.
Did you just restart the show? Wait, hold on. You can't just restart the show in the middle of the show.
Songwriting Podcast, Jam and Matt. Fuck, Pug. I can't do it.
It's good. How about we just do something a little more comfortable, and let's break the ice and get to know each other.
Yeah, fine, okay. You know what? It is actually really, really comfortable.
Doesn't that feel nice, just slipping into one of our usual bits?
If only it was this easy to, say, romantically chat somebody up as it is every time I'm talking to you, Bug. But on that note...
Good segue, Matt.
If you're trying to get someone to like you romantically... Do you have a thing you do, a tried and true strategy?
Yeah, that's a question from Greg. Thank you. I was having a conversation with Ladybug the other day where we were kind of chatting about flirting and how sometimes I will be flirting and my cues will be missed, I guess. And so I was like, the other day when I did X, Y, or Z, I was just trying to flirt with you. And she was like, I did not get that at all.
That's extremely cute.
Oh no, we've been together for 10 years. As she likes to say, married for 10 years, even though we've only been married for 5. She'll constantly be like, we've been married for 10 years.
That is stolen valor.
We met 9.5 years ago, so it's not like we've even known each other for 10 years. But I don't have too much applicable advice for anybody trying to chat someone up at a bar. Never done that before.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Never. No. I've never been to a bar.
So what do I do? Besides get up on stage with a guitar and go, look at me.
Can I ask you this?
Okay, hit me.
So we have no advice. Have you ever done the let me play a song for you kind of thing? Like this very Barbie movie.
I wanna push you
around. Have you ever done that before? Being like, I'm going to impress this girl.
Yeah, of course. And it's even better because it's like, hey, let me play a song for you that I wrote from my brain. And I'm like, and especially if that person doesn't know that I write, I'm like, what is the banger of all bangers I could pull out right now, You know
what? Let's turn this around. If anybody wants to email us at hello@jammechanics.com with your best romance and dating advice, we actually need it. I have a question from Kevin Lorimer. Are you happier when a fan requests a deep cut or your latest song? I read this and was so intrigued. Wait, is that a knife? What are you doing? What?
I have a knife here
hold on. It's an audio product. Hold on. This is an audio product. Matt gave the most kind of thoughtful sigh and then just slapped a knife across his cheek. As if he was taking a puff out of an old-fashioned pipe as he pondered the question. It was kind of just absent-mindedly slapping just a pocket knife and quit licking it.
I love it when people ask for deep cut. A new song can be a deep cut.
But like, so say first show, we get on stage in Seattle, someone yells out, "Play Pardon Me," or someone yells out, "Play David."
Oh God, if someone, Jesus, no.
I'm talking deep cuts. What is more flattering?
I'm going to say new songs.
Correct.
Especially if I'm coming from a place of having just put out a bunch of new songs. So I just put out this album, and if I go to a show and people are like, "Damaged Goods," then I'm going to be like, "Whoa," because my nightmare for the first few shows is going on stage and being like, "All right, here's some new songs," and people are going to be like,
Yep, no, that's the correct answer. It's new songs. And here's why. Someone asks for a deep cut, answers normally no, because I have to entertain 200 people, not one person. I want to play them, but I also have tried and seen the energy zap from the room. And I'm like, oh man, we were all having fun and I ruined it. New songs, people are a little more forgiving if they don't know it. Like if you say this is an old one and they don't know it, they're bored. If you say this is a new one and they don't know it, they're listening. Honestly, I should probably just start saying this one's a new song and then play something opposite, torn between a couple. 10% will be confused. 30% will see it as a joke and they'll be like, that's funny. It's not a new song. I know the song. And then the other 60% that didn't know the song at all, they'll be like, oh, cool, new song. I love $ sax.
The other question is, you see the energy going out of the room.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible to keep the energy up for an hour?
No, and you're not supposed to either. But there's a difference between bringing the energy down and losing people's interests.
I think we can, through our mix of your like heavy data brain, your thick data brain,
my dummy thick data brain,
and then also me being there, we can put together a set that would start hype and it would just get more and more hype, and it would just until people were like begging. They were begging to get the hype turned off at like 35 minutes in, and we're like, no.
Is this concert edging? What are you describing?
No. There's no edging. It's constant climax. Okay, it's the opposite of edging.
They'll be begging for some edging by the end of the show.
yeah.
The only two people that listen to this podcast before I release it to the world is my father and my mother, and I'm going to have to explain to my mom.
You made it sexual. I was not making it sexual.
You were, though, the whole time.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, that's just me then. My bad.
So let's do our podcast.
We might as well do our podcast at this point. So here's how it works. What we're doing this season is we have our good friend Deep Blue Ink. We were actually at Deep Blue Ink's wedding back in October. The funny thing about Deep Blue Ink's wedding was when we got there, it was me and you and Kyle. We were there at the behest of Deep Blue Ink. And we went up to Deep Blue Ink and we were like, can you introduce us to someone else at your wedding who doesn't call you by your legal Christian name, but instead refers to you as we do, as Deep Blue Ink? And he's like, yes, there's one person here who knows me as Deep Blue Ink. Brought us over to that guy. He didn't know who we were. He didn't kind of know our working relationship with Deep Blue Ink. We were explaining like, oh, Deep Blue Ink does like my animated videos. He does like your stuff. And he's like, oh, you guys are YouTubers.
Ugh.
And I yes, that was my reaction too. And I genuinely left the conversation.
Yeah, you moonwalked away.
I was like, I'm actually kind of done talking to you. I didn't like being called a YouTuber.
Not even like a bug-shaped kind of cloud of dust as you like bolt away. Yeah. Just melt away into the backdrop. What about Deep Blue Ink? Is Deep Blue Ink a YouTuber?
Deep Blue Ink is a Renaissance man who can do anything, including prompt us on our hit podcast Jam Mechanics. So we asked Deep Blue Ink at his wedding, hey, will you be our guest permanently on season 3 of Jam Mechanics? And Deep Blue Ink said unequivocally no, but give me a call anytime and I'll see if I can whip something up for you. No matter what I'm doing.
You know what I love about this bit is that I'm so committed to this bit that you know what I love about this bit is that I'm so committed to this bit. I'm so committed to the reality.
What bit?
I am so committed to the reality of this bit that whenever we start doing it, I pick up my phone. Like, and I'm not even doing it as a joke. I just like, oh, it's time to call Deep Blue Ink. I am like in it. I am
as you should be because we're about to call Deep Blue Ink and get a prompt.
Okay, right. Okay, I'm going to hold my phone up to the speaker. Here we go.
Hey, Bug, Matt. This is about season 3, isn't it? I'm so sorry. You've called me at a bad time. I'm currently flying to California, and boy, are my arms tired.
Stupid.
I've got a prompt if you want it. I'm thinking something like warming up. Anyway, what is the deal with airline food?
So the prompt from Deep Blue Ink is warming up. This season we're doing a little extra because people said season 2 wasn't hard enough. So instead of 2 prompts, choose one, it's 2 prompts, do both. And that's what we're doing here. So we got 1 prompt from Deep Blue Ink. It's warming up. And then we are going to additionally challenge. I have one for you.
Okay, hit me.
We've talked about deep cuts. We've randomly had a knife pulled out in the middle of this episode. So that has inspired me to give you, this might sound strange. I want there to be a sharpness to your song. Does that make any sense at all? When I listen to it, I want to be like, that's sharp.
Okay.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Ooh, that's sharp.
Okay, cool. I can do that.
Yeah.
For your song, as opposed to just warming up, I want it to be cool.
You can't just take Deep Blue Wings and give me the opposite of it.
No.
Okay.
I want it to be.
Yeah.
I want it to be a cool.
Cool.
You want it to be
song
cool about warming up.
You want Bug from Bug Hunter to be cool. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna enter my cool era.
Yeah, exactly. For 3 hours. And then
for the next 3 hours, I'm gonna be cool.
Yeah, instead of going for your run, you're gonna go for a strut.
I'm gonna strut. I'm gonna strut around the loop.
Wearing 7 pairs of sunglasses, finger gunning people through their bedroom windows.
I'm gonna take a strut with my noise canceling headphones on, so that sounds don't freak me out too much.
Exactly. I was listening, and by listening I mean reading an article about whether noise cancelling headphones are leading people to feel more overwhelmed by the sounds of the world. And I think that is true, because I was in a supermarket the other day without my noise cancelling headphones, and there were 10 self-checkout things there, and they were all going, welcome to Tesco, welcome to Tesco, welcome to Tesco.
Or like, what marketing agency was like, this is the way to do it? But like, when I go to the self-checkout, it does like the full robot voice, like out of an AI movie, where it's like, welcome, valued customer. It's like, that's like, isn't that the thing that we're like making fun of, how like impersonal everything has become? But like, that's actually the thing that you're doing at Kroger.
In the same way as people will watch Taxi Driver or Wolf of Wall Street and be like, oh, so the main character is the hero. Like, I have to assume that those people watched like 70s and 80s like dystopian. They watched RoboCop and they were like, that's the future, yeah?
Yeah, and like that's the thing people want.
Welcome, valued customer.
Why am I being called a valued customer by a robot in 2025?
Can you imagine, though, being in a situation where it didn't call you that and you were like, am I not important to you?
That's the thing, is maybe.
Okay, warming up, sharpness, warming up, cool song.
Cool. I would make a cool song where I'm warming up. Let's do 3 hours. We will be right back, valued listeners. And we are back from the break. It's Jam Mechanics. Matt, how was yours?
It was Jam Mechanics. It was Jam Mechanics, man. I came up with such a silly way of making it related to warming up that I could not unthink. As soon as I did it, I was like, this works really well. Yeah. But it also is sort of at odds with the tone of the lyrics of the song. Cool. I don't know. Yeah, I had fun with this.
Let me ask you this. This is the first episode that we're recording post-release of Season 3, Episode 1. Has your attitude changed at all around, like, I don't know, pressure or thoughts or feelings, knowing that, like, okay, we've put an episode out, we're doing it, it's going, versus, like, the last 4 episodes that we've done that have been kind of in a vacuum?
It's more about seasons 1 and 2, because I've gone back to some songs from season 1 and 2, and I'm like, how did I do that in 3 hours?
Yeah.
So I think there is some part of me that is putting pressure on myself to be able to put together something, well produced and everything.
I'd say the type of song that I wrote today is one of those situations where I feel like the format of Jam Mechanics works against me, in that if I'm just gonna whip out a little like kind of silly song, it's like, well, all right. It's fine. I did it in 3 hours. Dissing, it's just like whatever it is, that's what it is. But when you have an idea, it's like, oh, well, this kind of like builds to something and kind of like is trying to set up like set up kind of a story and also have some kind of emotional payoff to it. You're like, okay, but I didn't have time to do all the things that are gonna make this like satisfying, I guess.
There were times where you're like, okay, I've had an idea for a song and I know I won't have time to do it well enough, so I am just going to put this song to the side.
Yeah.
Is that, but this wasn't one of those.
I did end up, I committed to this idea. It is based off of a true story. It's not my true story, but it's a story that I'll get into it afterwards. I guess I'll go first now that we're here.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So my prompts were warming up, but also cool.
Did you manage to get a hold of Jesse?
So I did text Jesse and I was like, can you help me make a song cool? I pressed the emergency Jesse button. He was asleep when I texted him, and he did respond about 35 minutes later, but at that point I was kind of cruising. This song does not sound cool. Yeah, it's not that. Yeah. But there is warming up and there is cool in this. So I definitely hit both prompts. No doubt.
This is Waiting for the Snow to Melt, Demo 1. That's pretty optimistic. Are you expecting a Demo 2, 3, and 4?
It's infinite.
Okay, cool. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kick it!
You were the first one that I thought of when the forecast called for snow. You said you'd race me to the bottom and you took off down the slopes. You were the coolest on the mountain, making sure everyone knows it, taking shortcuts off the trail while we just wondered where'd he go. You said the loser has to buy a beer when we're back down at the lodge, and you knew I didn't drink. You also knew you never lost. I'd find you grinning, waiting for me, but I didn't mind the cost. It was worth it for the stories when you got a little slosh. Now the mountain's warming up as well, and we're just waiting for the snow to melt. Cut to the crispest day of winter, you could see it in your grin, weaving past all the beginners, skiing faster than the wind. When I beat you to the bottom, that's when the fear kicked in. I may not know a lot, but no, you'd never let me win. Now we're waiting for the snow to melt. Yeah, we're just waiting for the snow to melt, to find something we lost, someone taken by the mountain in a grave made out of frost. And when we find your body, I will send word to your mom. She's the only one still holding on to hope after this long. We're just waiting for the snow to melt. You had the kind of wild spirit everyone else tries to fake. You lived a life devoid of fear only an avalanche could take. Now when our friends start drinking, I'm the first to raise a toast, 'cause you're the first one that I think of when the forecast calls for snow. I'm just waiting for the snow to melt, to get a break and think of something else. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the snow to melt, to get a break and think of something else.
I did not think someone was going to die in that song.
Yeah, see, so that is kind of the thing that I was talking about is, you need time to kind of build things up. And I am aware that this song gets going and just hauls ass to the end.
And when I realized that I thought someone was about to die, I actually scrolled back up to see if you'd established whether they were your dad or not. Just because I was like, you're gonna kill another fucking dad?
No. Dads are safe in this episode. This is a dad safe zone.
No. So, I like that a lot.
It's based off of a story that my grandfather told me growing up. He used to be my grandfather. He was a athlete. He was biathlon, U.S. biathlon team, and it was skiing and shooting, and so he was on the U.S. biathlon team. He didn't actually get to compete because he went off to Vietnam and he got hit by a grenade. And that's one of those things that keep you from being able to compete. And so
the grenade didn't explode.
He just got hit really hard. He was injured. But when he came back, he coached for the shooting team, for the biathlon team. But anyways, he used to ski a lot. He lived in Alaska, and he had this group of friends and teammates that one day they were skiing down a hill. One group went one way, one group went another way, and the second group, all strong skiers. These are like Olympic level skiers. They got caught in something, and they all got kind of buried in an avalanche and passed away.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That just used to happen back in the day.
Yeah, when I just thought of the line waiting for the snow to melt as part of a kind of warming up and a cool kind of thing, just to get those two things. That's the first story that I thought of. Let's see if I can go down that path with this song. And so
the whiplash aside, very strong. Again, like you've got some, I really like now I'm waiting for the snow to melt to get a break and think of something else. Yeah. I like that. There's a lot of really good rhymes in here.
I'm kind of frustrated with this song, to be honest. And here's why. The problem that I have with this song is I think there's a lot of like strength to this song, and I think that a lot of people are going to walk away from this episode being like, yeah, Bug, like you didn't really like set up enough to really earn the payoff of like, the person dying.
No one will say that.
I know, but that's how I feel in my heart right now, because that's how I feel about myself.
There's at least two people in the Discord who probably would say that.
Yeah. And so like I'm like totally aware it's Jam Mechanics. I would have loved to give this a little more love, a little more time to kind of set things up a little better. With the time that I had, I was very pleased with how I was able to run a lot of kind of parallel structures through the song. So for example, there's the thing of saying, you said the loser had to buy a beer when we're back down at the lodge. And so I had this whole thing about when we get back, I would just have to buy him a beer because he beat me down. And then at the end, having when our friends start drinking, I'm the first to raise a toast because you're the first one that I think of when the forecast calls for snow, which is also mirroring the first line, which is you're the first one that I thought of when the forecast called for snow. And so like there's things here, like I did a lot to like connect, the first half of the song and the second half of the song.
It's frankly astounding that you did as good a job as you did with this kind of song in the 3 hours that you had. Like that's insane.
Just watching your face being like, wait a minute, this person just died. Like, and I looked at the clock, I was like, it's 50 seconds into the song and I killed off I was like, it's too early.
Have we got a new rule after the rule of 3?
Yeah. That's the 90-second rule. Stupid. So like, I'm happy with it. I don't have a chorus. There, nothing repeats. I guess waiting for the snow to melt as a refrain is as close as I get.
It had the refrain. It had we're waiting for the snow to melt. It didn't feel like it was missing something. Yeah. But what is awesome is when a song has a refrain and a chorus.
I intended to make that kind of what ended up being kind of a bridge. It's we're just waiting for the snow to melt to find something we lost. Someone taken by the mountain in a grave made out of frost. I was expecting that to be the chorus, but then once I wrote it, I was like, this is not a repeatable bit of the song.
You're going to get some tears out of this. I guarantee it.
I mean, maybe, but yeah. So I'm like I say, I'm pleased with it. That's Jam Mechanics, baby.
That is Jam Mechanics, baby, sitting there in the corner.
And I don't think I ever would have written this song without Jam Mechanics. So I'm glad that it inspired me to do so.
Thank you, Deep Blue Ink.
Thanks, Deep Blue Ink, and for Matt for just taking the thing that Deep Blue Ink said and then also giving me the opposite of it.
Yeah. Okay. So my song is the one thing I want to say about the production of this is that this is a song that relies on production, and that has never really been a strong suit of mine, and so I think I bit off more than I could chew. Mm-hmm. But I think I get the idea across. And it's just called Warming Up.
Is this the first time that we've ever had the song title just be the prompt?
Yeah. I tried to think of a better title of it, but Warming Up is not a good title, but it's, I like this song. There's just so many little bits and pieces of it that I'm like, man, I wish I had an extra, 12, 13 hours to work on this.
Yeah, if only. Okay, cool. Let's get this going. I have warmingup.mp3 in front of me, and I am going to hit go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. You're just warming up to me now. I know that I can be a little too much sometimes. Alright, maybe most of the time. I know that I would would struggle to love someone like me, but you can see it, you can see it, you can feel the swing and sway. All my crazy, random flailing looks like dancing when you do it with me. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
It's cool.
I'm just warming up to this now. Not so long ago, I would sooner die than be known. But you are gentle and slow. And the further this goes, I swear to God, it's almost like I can see it, I can see it. Strap me to the spinning lathe. Take your tools to all my failings. Decorate the floor as you cut them away. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh, but now I'm realizing I could see it all this time. And why do I only like myself when I'm reflected in your eyes? And I can see it for the first time, how I outsourced all of my smiling to you, how I gave in, gave up learning, let you carry me cause you offered to. How'd I miss this? How'd I miss this? Oh, how I'll miss this, how I'll miss this.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too much Imagine Dragons for my personal taste.
No.
What? So what I had was the. Was that your original idea?
Yeah, I was thinking of like warming up your voice. Which, if you're gonna be honest, Matt, I've heard you warm up before a concert.
Oh yeah,
sounds nothing like that. Do you want to give people a taste of what your warm up sounds like?
So if we've done like 4 shows in a row, and my voice is a bit fucked up, I will sort of test it by going, I can't do it right now because my voice is too perfect. But like generally, it'll be like. No, I can't do the high note at the moment. But yeah, it's an awful lot of just me being like, oh, like just a million different things trying to get my voice going on.
There's always about a 10-minute period where we'll be always setting up the stage, setting up the merch table, blah, 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 and then you will disappear. And then echoing through the air vents of the venue, we just hear like this like high-pitched like hyena yowl. And I'm like, oh. Matt's warming up the voice.
It's less warming it up and more just me trying to get a sense of like where, like if my vocal cords are swollen, where are they swollen? You know, like what notes am I going to have trouble with? But yeah, so what I had was you're just warming up to me now with the that was a really solid melody.
Yeah, I love it.
I was just so stuck. I was just so stuck. But I think there's always one line that when I get to it, I'm like, oh, okay, this feels like something real now. And I really like the, you can feel the swing and sway. All my crazy random flailing looks like dancing when you do it with me. And I feel like the last section of it is maybe a little bit too on the nose. But I don't know. I feel like this is like a 2-minute 50 song that feels 4 minutes long.
No, I really like this a lot. I thought it was very clever. I liked how you used that repetitive kind of warming up melody in a way that I've never heard before. It was very cool.
And also strap me to your spinning lathe, take your tools to my all my failings. Sharpness. A lathe.
Okay, I was going to ask you like what was sharp, and yes, now that you pointed out, it's obvious.
You couldn't see because you were looking at the lyrics, but when that bit came up, I was going like this with my knife. I was going like this with my knife, and you just weren't looking at me, so I was like, I'm going to stop doing that.
It's great because I'm going to have that on the recording. So
a comfort knife.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and just clip that, and that'll be our TikTok short for this episode.
I would be really. It is extremely rare that I write a song where I'm like, I'd be interested to hear how this would sound with like AAA production, you know, because I think this requires a better singer than I am and much better production than I'm capable of. Like, I think if I spent thousands of dollars to go into a studio with someone who knew what they were doing, this song could really, really work. But what I don't think this song would work as is an acoustic song.
You know what this song is? This song is very clever, and I love it. Right? Just the idea behind it is just very cool. It is the song that if you were to like sell this to Imagine Dragons, right?
Yeah.
This song would be all over the radio for like 2 months. It just has that, it's got that hook in it that is like an earworm. When you want songs to stand out between like your own discography, right? Like that little warm-up vocal run that you do is kind of like the hook is like very memorable. People be like, that song is very unique from this song, this song, and this song.
Yeah, exactly. This song has a lot of things that I look for in a song. The one thing it is missing is I don't know how to end the first chorus, because it's like, it just goes, can't you feel it, can't you feel it, can't you feel it? And it just feels like it should do something else there. You know what? I am going to commit right now. I'm gonna start this song from the bottom, maybe not entirely completely redo it, but like at some point I'm gonna redo this song and see if I can get this sounding like I hear it in my head, because I think it would be interesting to try it. But yeah, couldn't do this on an acoustic guitar. It would just feel weird.
For a demo, like I totally got what you were going for.
You know what? My guess is there's someone that just listened to this song and was like, that's one of my favorite songs that Matt has written. Someone is going to resonate with this more than they resonate with anything else I've written.
I like this a lot. I think it was a lot, poppier than you normally write. Maybe it was just the all the crazy random flailing looks like dancing when you do it with me. It took me back to season 1, episode 8.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Is that the Fresh Cement?
Fresh Cement, yes. I always want to call it wet cement.
That's so funny.
Yes.
Because I was writing this and I went down to get some food and I was like, this feels... There are some people who are there just like, Fresh Cement is my jam. When are you going to redo that? And I'm like, this feels like it would be on the same album as Fresh Cement.
Yeah, this feels like if Fresh Cement is sad, this one is
also sad.
I'm not gonna say it's happy, but it's happier. It's almost like it's like more context. Like it's like a sister song to that song.
All I need is like another 2 songs in this style, and I can release an EP of songs that I will never want to play live. Like that's
Perfect.
really perfect. If you like this song more than you liked any other song I've ever written, send me an email at tnc@jammechanics.com. If you want to get in touch with Bug, send Bug an email at bug@jammechanics.com. And if you want to get in touch with both of us, write an email to hello@jammechanics.com.
If you want to get both of these songs, you can go to www.jammechanics.com or bandcamp.jammechanics.com, and you can get those.
It's actually jammechanics.bandcamp.com.
People will find it, Matt. I say it both ways every episode, and people, you know what? Nobody said, "Hey, I couldn't find your Bandcamp."
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, go to telnet.
Ask Jeeves where we are, and he'll tell you.
Oh my God! I wonder if Ask Jeeves is still going.
Oh, sorry, Matt. I actually just I'm a data person. I just looked up the demographic to our podcast, and no one in our demo knows what Ask Jeeves is, so we have to stop talking about it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's cool. I realized that it wasn't very interesting, and then I was like, it's too late. I have still so much to say on Ask Jeeves.
So yeah, you can find our stuff online. It's pay what you want. If you want to support the show, you can throw something on there. Otherwise, feel free to just download those and share the show with your friends and go rate it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That helps other people know that it's okay to like our podcast.
We're going on tour.
No, it's 28 shows in 27 cities across the U.S. and a little bit of Canada, and we are very excited to come play. We're going to be playing a little bit of Jam Mechanics material, just a small amount, but we are promising some Jam Mechanics stuff while we are on the road. So if you're purely a Jam Mechanics truther and you don't even like the rest of our music, you can still come to the show, and we'll give you something that you like to listen to.
Exactly. And also on March 5th, the song that I wrote in the first episode of season 3 of Jam Mechanics, Pardon Me, the full version of that will be out on Spotify, to really just make it as hard as possible for me to cross a border.
If you are in the live listen along right now, just F in the chat. Whatever that means, just go ahead and F in the chat.
No, if you're in the
we're all effing in the chat.
If you're, just drop a D in the chat, please.
Thank you to Deep Blue Ink for providing us a prompt for our show and taking time out of your busy schedule to come hang out with us. Everybody go check out Deep Space Discounts on Deep Blue Ink's channel. It is so charming.
Yeah, and we should do our sign-off.
We should do our sign-off.
Thank you for coming to Jam Mechanics. And remember, why
does
your
mom
smell
like
pepper?
Jack.
Jeez.
My name is Bug. This is Matt from the Narcissist Cookbook. And remember, why does your mom
smell like pepper jack cheese? One of these is going to end up in a shirt, but it's not going to be that one.
Tippity pop, stopping all my problems, hitting on top from a song with this just right. Serendipity pop, stopping all my problems. A right place, right song, right on, right time.